Do you remember the Indian cricket team's jersey back in the 90s, early 2000s?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That name, Sahara, right there on the chest, it felt like more than just a logo, didn't it? It felt like part of the team itself, a huge national presence.
It really did, almost inseparable from Indian cricket for a while there.
So the big question is, what happened? What happened to that massive empire behind the name?
Well, that's what we're diving into today. It's really one of India's most dramatic corporate stories.
Okay.
We're looking at how this group, sponsored dreams literally on the cricket field, then built this incredible, almost fantasy city of dreams.
The Aamby Valley.
Exactly. And then how it all just seemed to unravel. It really highlights that fine line, between massive ambition and, well, accountability.
Let's go back to the start then.
Yeah.
1978, Gorakhpur.
Yeah.
Subrata Roy, or Saharashri as many called him, he starts with a small chit fund operation.
Right, a very common model in India, that rotating savings group idea.
But what was the spark? What was his kind of genius in tapping into the everyday person, the shopkeeper, the farmer, collecting small amounts door to door, promising good returns?
I think the core of it, and this is fascinating, was creating this feeling of the SAHARA Parivar, the SAHARA family.
Right, the family aspect.
Yeah, that sense of belonging, that emotional connection, that was absolutely the bedrock. It wasn't just finance, it was community.
So it wasn't just about money, it was about being part of something bigger.
Precisely. And from there, the growth was just, well, dizzying. They branched out into airlines, media, loads of real estate, even a Formula One team.
A Formula One team, wow.
The scale was unbelievable. At their peak, think about this, they were the second largest employer in India. Only Indian Railways employed more people.
That's staggering.
Yeah.
And the ultimate symbol of all that success, I guess, has to be Aamby Valley City.
Oh, absolutely. The crowning jewel.
Describe it for us. This wasn't just some housing project.
No. This was vast. 10,000 acres out in the Sahyadri Mountains, pure luxury, villas, a championship golf course, its own airstrip, man-made lakes.
Like something out of a movie. The playground for the rich and famous.
It really was. A sort of modern Indian Xanadu, a real statement.
But here's the twist, right? The trouble didn't start with the airline or the F1 team.
No, ironically, it came right back to the foundation, those small investors.
How so?
Well, two Sahara companies raised a huge amount of money, over 24,000 crore rupees.
24,000 crore?
Yeah, through something called OFCDs, optionally fully convertible debentures, basically a type of investment instrument.
Okay.
And this caught the attention of SEBI, the market regulator, because SAHARA was saying, oh, this is a private placement, just among our friends, associates, workers.
But the numbers didn't add up for a private deal.
Not even close. SEBI regulations are clear. Raise money for more than 50 people, it's a public issue. You need strict approvals, disclosures.
And Sahara had?
An estimated 3 crore investors, 30 million people.
30 million. So SEBI obviously flags this. What did they find when they started digging into those investor details?
That's where it got really murky. SEBI asked for the records and found heaps of incomplete information. Addresses that didn't exist, identities that seemed questionable. Some alleged they were simply fictitious.
Fictitious investors,
Yeah.
like a phantom army of creditors.
That was the big concern. Was this just a way to mask a massive, unregulated operation? It raised huge red flags about transparency.
So this leads to a legal showdown.
A massive one. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And in 2012, the court ordered Sahara to refund everything. The full 24,000 crore plus 15% interest back to SEBI, who would then try to find the rightful investors.
And Sahara's response to that order was memorable.
Oh, absolutely infamous. They sent 127 trucks.
Trucks?
Yes, 127 trucks filled with, get this, over 31,000 cartons supposedly containing investor documents right to SEBI's office, caused a massive traffic jam.
Wow, that sounds like a stunt. Did it work?
Not really. SEBI and the courts weren't impressed. They wanted a clear, verifiable money trail, not just mountains of paper. They couldn't verify the vast majority of these supposed investors from the documents.
So the pressure just kept mounting.
It did. And the culmination was Subrata Roy's arrest in 2014. He ended up spending more than 2 years in Tihar jail.
And with the head of the Parivar jailed, the empire.
It started to crumble piece by piece. The airline got sold off. Those high-profile sponsorships like the cricket team, they dried up.
And Aamby Valley, the dream city.
It became central to the recovery efforts. SEBI pushed for it to be auctioned to recover the money owed to investors, but selling something that huge, that specific, It's been incredibly difficult.
So what's at stake now?
Honestly, it wears a bit of a deserted look today, a ghost of its glamorous past. Authorities are still attaching parts of the land even now in 2025, trying to recoup the funds.
Such a dramatic rise and fall.
It really is. The whole Sahara story is just this stark reminder, isn't it? About the razor's edge between ambition, even visionary ambition, and basic accountability. Hubris, perhaps.
And Aamby Valley sits there, this beautiful silent monument to it all.
Exactly. Built on the dreams of millions, but ultimately shattered by questions that couldn't be answered clearly.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? About trust, especially in finance, in an economy that's changing so fast. How do we make sure that the peri-war, the small investors, are truly protected when these huge grand visions meet? Well, let's just say less than clear realities. How do we balance encouraging ambition with ensuring transparency?